do really like her. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, one divorce I did see coming, again, also from Selling Sunset, Christine Quinn. Now, Christine Quinn was an OG on Selling Sunset. She was on there from the very first season to about season 3 or 4. Don't quote me on the season numbers because I can't even remember what season they're on. But she basically was like the HBIC. She was that girl. And being that girl, a lot of the other girls, especially Chriselle, who I really do, is that her name? What is her? I'm thinking of, what is the main girl from Selling Sunset's name? She was an ex-soap star. Chriselle, I'm right. Okay, I'm messing myself up. Yeah. So her and Chriselle all butted heads because Chriselle wanted to be the HBIC as like the main girl on the show, which she tries to be. But to me, Chriselle is absolutely insufferable. I actually really loved Christine. I thought she was great. But of course, all the other girls were very pick-me-ish, and they wanted to be Chriselle's BFF, and they sort of went against Christine and made her sort of like the villain of the show. But I loved her. All the other girls' storylines were all about Christine. Every single scene, whether she was there or not, they were always talking about her. She was that chick. She ended up not coming back to the show for the last 2 seasons. I don't know if she was fired. I don't know if she decided to leave. Anyway, but on the show, she got married to this guy who, in my opinion, has crazy eyes. Not Ramona eyes, but like cuckoo eyes. When you see like people's mug shots who's done something super crazy and you're like, yeah, I can believe it because they have crazy eyes. This guy has crazy eyes. So let me tell you what happened with them. And it's really sad and it's super, super disturbing, and trigger warning for DV and other things like that. But it's just really, really sad. Okay. So this is from Radar Online. It says, Christine Quinn scored a small victory in her court battle with her estranged husband, Christian Dumonte, after a judge granted her a stay-away order. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge signed off on the former Selling Sunset star being granted a temporary restraining order. It requires Kristen to stay 100 yards away from her. In addition, the order said Christian cannot come near their 2-year-old son or Christine's 2 Yorkshire Terriers. The judge said Christian could take property out of the LA mansion they share. He also allowed Christian and Christine to communicate about court-ordered visits with his son. Christine was allowed to record communication with Christian if he violated the order. Earlier this month, Christian was arrested after Christine called the police following an incident at their home. She claimed Christian threw a bag of glass at her, but it hit their toddler, who was taken to the local hospital to be looked at. He denied the claims. I saw, because if you guys want to see it, you can look it up online. But he denied the claims, but he can't deny it because on like the nanny cam, they released screenshots, and it's really sick. And I'm not putting them on my channel, but the screenshots, you see him hitting her and you see him throwing the bag of glass at her and the baby. So he can deny, and that's when he was arrested for that. And then he got out on bail and he was supposed to stay away. And then he violated that and got arrested again. So he was arrested 2 times. And now that's why now they have like the stay away orders. And then he was able to go to the mansion and get like some of his property out because he obviously can't stay there anymore. And they had to hire like security while he was there. When I say he has crazy eyes, I mean cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs eyes. And there's some other stuff he did. In her petition, Christine claimed her estranged husband's mental health had severely deteriorated over the past half of a year. And yeah, and so I don't know what the politically correct term for crazy eyes is. If he is having some type of mental health episode, I mean no disrespect, and if anybody's offended by that, I apologize. I don't want to say like crazy eyes with like a mental health issue. So I don't know what term to use. So if that's offensive, I do apologize for that. But I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. Throughout the marriage, respondent has been verbally and physically abusive. However, respondent's mental health and behavior has severely deteriorated over the last 6 months, her petition read. So there might be some, I don't know, mental health issue going on here for his behavior. On one of these occasions, respondent was having a mental breakdown and was delusional, disoriented, and seemed to be hallucinating. He didn't know who I was and was apparently convinced I was some sort of imposter and physically attacked me, scratching me, Quinn claimed. I spent 2 hours trying to reassure him that I was who I was so he would calm down and not potentially hurt our child. She claimed her husband had taken extreme measures to prevent me from leaving the property to work or run errands with their son because of his alleged extreme paranoia. So this could either be drug-induced, because sometimes you take the wrong hit of something and your psyche cracks and you don't come back from it. It could be an underlying mental health issue that is now manifesting with being paranoid and delusional and abusive and all that stuff. It could be anything, who knows? Something else she said that he did, which again goes to his mental health state. I'll tell that story right after. Let me finish the article and then I'll tell you what she said. In her shocking court filing, Quinn told the judge, he does everything he can to isolate me and our son, including locking down the front gate so he physically cannot leave the property. He routinely turns off the household internet to cut off communication with the outside because we have no cell reception in the residence due to the terrain. Kristen said he threw a bag at the wall and it did not contain glass. He even demanded a temporary restraining order against Christine over her behavior. The exes are set off to face court next month. So I hope he's getting some type of mental health, going on. But what is also very scary is that, I'll say alleged, but, this is what is being reported in the reports. But again, allegedly, there was an episode where Christian had told Christine that he had taken like all of these pills and he was trying to off himself. And she was like, what do you want me to do? Should I call the ambulance? Should I call 911? Like, what do you want? And he's like, no, like, just stay with me. And she's like freaking out because she's thinking that he is, dying basically by his own hand. And then all of a sudden he sort of like laughs and he's like, I was just testing you. You do love me. So he basically faked an attempted taking of his own life to see if she loved him. Like, that is really, really bizarre and really, really scary. So I know we're talking about it, but to me, this is a very scary, very dangerous situation. I hope she gets the protection that she needs. I hope he gets the help that he needs, because this seems to be like a truly mental health crisis. And I really hope he gets help, because situations like this usually end up on Dateline, 2020, 48 hours. Who the F did I marry? You know what I'm saying? So I really hope that she gets help, and I hope he gets help, because situations like this are really scary. Throwing a bag of glass that misses your wife and hits your child, taking your own life attempt, being delusional, cutting off access. This is all very, very scary. And this could have been a very different type of report, So I just hope that he gets the mental health treatment he needs. And I hope she gets the divorce and she gets custody of her child and she's safe. So let me know what you guys think about this. What did you think of Christine on Selling Sunset when she was on there? I hope she comes back to the show. I loved her. She was the villain of the show, but she was the type of villain that I really liked. I liked her type of being a villain. She was on it. So let me know what you guys think about that. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, let's talk about Vanderpump.